All right, guys, welcome to Crypto Bulls Club. My name is Soham, and this is your daily live session and Q&A that we do on our channel. If you guys can hear me clearly, if you guys can watch my screen properly, do let me know by commenting below, and we will get started right away. Okay, so this is extremely important. Now, without further delay, we'll jump on straight into the charts. So welcome in people. Welcome to the live session. So today we are going to cover about Polygon or Matic. For people who do not know, Polygon is a layer 2 solution which is built on the Ethereum network to scale the solution, and also it has it has been of late it has been developing a lot of gaming capabilities as well. So we are going to discuss all of these things. We are going to discuss about the technical analysis as well, and where the price could be heading in the near future. So welcome. So right now, before we go to the deeper into the Polygon or Matic, just a quick wrap up for the day. The total cryptocurrency market cap today, it's been pretty much constant, around 1% growth. It's at 1.81 trillion. Bitcoin is again at the range of $38,000, risen about 1%. Ethereum is at about $2,600. It has increased over 2.7% in the last 24 hours. BNB is down slightly, mostly sideways movement. And if I have to talk about the top gainers of the day, then ARV, basically it has gained more than 15%, close to 16% gains in the last 24 hours. Axie Infinity has gained 12.5%, which is a good thing, and this is pretty common. For the weekends, Axie Infinity tends to gain a lot of momentum because of the players coming into the ecosystem on the weekends. Tezos is up about 10.5%, Celsius Network up about 10%, SNX is up about 10%, and in the last 7 days, it's up about 41%, which is absolutely phenomenal. And if I were to talk about the top losers, then in the top 100 token, Ecomi has lost certain value, it has lost about 6%. ICP has lost about 5%. Luna has lost about 3.7%. Polygon, which is our focus today, has lost about 3.7% as well, guys. Right? So yeah, let's start off very quickly with Polygon or Luna. Currently it has a market cap of about $11 billion, sitting at number 16, right? And if we just sort it with the market cap, you'll be able to see that it had slowly, for a short duration, it had crossed over Shiba has a market cap of about 11.8 billion. Polygon has about 11.1 billion. So don't be surprised if in the near future, I strongly believe Polygon has the capabilities to be in the top 10. If it does that, if it enters into the top 10, we are looking at a close to 2x move. But in today's video, we are going to cover why I'm so confident about Polygon, the fundamentals, some of the news that coming out, some of the partnerships that they have built of late, and of course the technical analysis that we love to do on our channel, and you know predict the price as well, right? So let's start off with the fundamentals, then we'll slowly move into the technical side of things. To begin with, one of the very big news which is coming out of from Polygon is basically Hike. You remember Hike app, guys? So which was owned by Bharti Mittal's son, Kevin Bharti Mittal, right? So they have actually partnered with Polygon to bring the Rush gaming universe. So if you are into gaming, into the mobile gaming space, you would understand that they have a Rush game. They have a game called the Rush. So basically, they are going to partner with Polygon to bring the Rush gaming universe onto the Web 3.0. So this is extremely important. So these are some of the headlines. So basically, as I mentioned, Kevin Bharti Mittal, Rush by Hike has partnered with the Layer 2 blockchain platform Polygon. Again, Rush Gaming Universe is currently a Web 2 platform with an endeavor to turn itself into a play to earn games. Right, guys? And that functions on the blockchain. So basically, this play to earn ecosystem is slowly and steadily catching up in India. Now, the world has moved, quite a bit, but now India is catching up, and it won't be, I strongly believe Polygon is going to be one of the partners for Indian companies if they are to enter into this the Web3 metaverse, and the white paper will be launched next month. So basically, Rush by Hike, if you know the game, and they have announced a partnership with Polygon. That is the first big news. Second big news that I want to cover today is a news which you guys would have probably heard about. YouTube's head of gaming leaves to join the blockchain group Polygon, right? So basically, if you would have heard about Ryan White, he was previously heading the game at YouTube. He has worked there for about 8 years, right? And he is Polygon now, and he will his role at the crypto organization will be to lead the Polygon studios and effort to bring other media entities onto the platform, guys. So I strongly believe that this metaverse, right, the gaming metaverse and basically Web 3.0 will be, Polygon will play a major role in that, right? It will play a huge impact on the complete ecosystem. This is absolutely phenomenal, guys, right? And if I have to talk about the Twitter, like it is, so that this was the tweet from Ryan White. So he had worked 8 years with YouTube, and then he has now left and he is joining uh, Polygon. I strongly believe that this is one of the many big time hirings that Polygon will do in the near future, right, guys? So this is extremely critical and extremely important as well. Now, another big news is coming from the Polygon DApp ecosystem. If you guys understand DApp, so Polygon DApp hit a record high of 7,000, as Matic, is struggling at about $1.6. So that is about the price. But the most important thing is the DApps that are built on the Polygon network are actually going to scale, and they are going to do exceedingly well. If you search about few of the Polygon dApps that are built, and you can go to DeFiPulse.com. Here you can find out the true value lock, total value locked of all the dApp platforms that are there, right? So you can have the 1 day percentage change and everything that you can have. And you can understand here, right? The chain is Ethereum. Most of these are Ethereum, but here you have QuickSwap, which is at number 22. It has 459 million total value locked up so far, currently at number 22. But I strongly believe, guys, that many other dApps which are coming around with on the Polygon network are going to come in the top 10 going into the future, right? It's at a quite at a distant. QuickSwap is a DEX built on the Polygon network. For people who do not know, they only have about 459 million, but the value has been increasing steadily, right? So this is something that you need to consider. And a big shout out to DeFi Pulse. If you guys want to look out for total value locked of any DeFi platform, head over to DeFiPulse.com and you can go look at the values of the DeFi platforms that have locked their value, right? So this is extremely important. And so these are some of the fundamental news that is coming out from the Polygon network. As and when more fundamental news comes out, we'll keep you up to date. Now let's move on straight into the charts, right? Because we love to do TA, our audience loves TA, and we'd love to analyze how and when can Polygon actually reach the magical number of $50 if it reaches there. Okay, so let's go to the Matic USDT chart first on the daily time frame. So as you guys can see, currently Matic made an all-time high of about it was back here, it was about $2, and yeah, it was about $2.92. It was back on December 27th, guys, right? And ever since March of 2021, okay, this is an important trend line that it was actually following, right? It was actually treating this trend line as a major support. If you guys can see this clearly, this was a trend line ever since it broke out of this trend line in March of 2021. At least about a year back, it was respecting these levels. You can see there are multiple touch points, right? And for our members, we had actually bought into Polygon when it was at 125. That was the last time we bought Polygon, and we rode it up. I think we sold it at 260 approximately. Some portion of it I still hold, and I'll share with you what is my strategy going into Polygon for this, for the short term as well as for the long term. So if you guys can see this clearly, this is one touch point, this is two touch point. This is another couple of touch points here, and there was a massive touch point here as well, right, guys? So basically what you can see here is, we were expecting this trend line, but uh, you know back in December, January 20th approximately, we broke below it. So that is not a good sign, guys. That is not a good sign at all. And once we broke below it around $2, I sold off a few, certain position, a few of my position, and I shared it with you guys as well. So if you guys are not there on our Telegram channel, we share these trades with you for absolutely free of cost. Okay, so no, you need not to pay even a single dollar. And we shared it when we bought it at 125. I shared it when we sold it at 260, 265 as well, and when I sold it at $2, around $2. It was actually about $2.05 or something around that range. So that is something that we had shared with you guys, and yeah, with our family basically, right? Now if I have to talk about some of the key levels of support and resistances, let's get a do away with these with the trend line first. Okay, and then we'll take a quick look onto then we'll take a quick look onto the key levels of support and resistances, not only here, but this next one day is very critical for Polygon. Why? We'll come to that, because we'll take a look on the monthly chart, and something very interesting is playing out on the monthly chart as well. So let's first focus on the daily time frame, and let's see what are the key levels of support and resistances. So if I have to talk about here, so for the short term level of support and resistances, we are below the major level of support, which was at about $2. It was approximately at about $1.70, right? We are getting today, we got rejected by it. It is not a good sign, guys, right, on the shorter time frame. And we can go straight to about 131, which was the low we made. If we quickly reverse this, you'll be able to see the levels of support that are coming out. So this is not this does not represent a good picture, guys. No, it's not 131 cents. That is the next support. What we'll do is basically we'll draw a trend line. We'll draw the Fibonacci right from the top, from this top that we made 292, and we'll draw it till the bottom where that we made in June. Right here, what we can see right now is, you know, we were below the golden pocket. If you can see this clearly, the golden pocket is at the golden pocket is at about $1.70 from $1.50 or $1.60, right? So we are below it. So 162 to $170, $1.70 is the golden pocket. Why this is called the golden pocket? Now if you can see, it's the 61.8 to 65% Fibonacci levels, and these levels have acted as massive support and resistances in the past. If you can see this clearly right here, the first time in June we tried breaking above it, it held as resistance. Here it held as resistance again in September at twice. Then we found some support here in November, and currently we are trying to hold it as a support, because if we fail to hold it as a support, we might test the levels below $1, guys. Absolutely, that is possible, folks. And for me personally, I'm looking at this 90 cents mark approximately, right? If we get closure below the 61.8, then we can expect some kind of movement to the downside as well. Okay, and downside, I mean around 90 cents, 95 cents is also possible for Polygon going into the short term future, right? So this is absolutely critical. One other thing which I would like to highlight here, so these are the levels of the times it held as support and resistances. If you guys can see this major support here, then if we are able to close above this this range, that would be good. Because if we get rejection and we fall below 160, then possibly we can see a move to the downside. We'll take a look on the weekly time frame as well as to what it is telling us as well, right, guys? One other factor which is important to note right here is that why we came down from these levels is simply because of this head and shoulders pattern that we have. This was the left shoulder, this was the head, this was the right shoulder that we had, and approximately this was our neckline, right? Approximately. I know this is a bit, yeah, if you can, if I, what I can do is I can convert this to the line chart and this would become clearer to you guys. Yes. So guys, whenever in doubt of drawing patterns or you want to understand trend lines, I strongly recommend you the line chart. You can use the line chart and it can be very, very helpful there as well, right? So if we have to measure the price target to the downside, right? We broke down and the price target to the downside was approximately about, it is coming to about $1.40, right? And 140 is something that we can go. We already went to about 130, right, on the wick, if you can see this. So the price target is met. That is, the price target is already met because now this line chart does not show you the wicks of the candles, but there was a wick which went to 131, right? If I just quickly go to the candles, you can see this. There was a wick to 131, 130, and this target is already met. Now we are trying to break above it, but in the process we might be actually, there could be two scenarios right here. We could actually form a double bottom right here if something similar like this. Okay. And definitely we can expect to see, uh, you know we can form a double bottom like this, guys, right here. If it can form the double bottom like this, how we had formed back here, right, before in October, then we got this huge pump in the month of, in the following month of November. So if we form a double bottom here, so then we can expect a move to the upside. Of course, this will hold our resistance here as well. Now let's take a quick look on the moving averages first, and then we'll take a look on our favorite indicator, the relative strength index, or the RSI. Right, guys? So let's go to the moving averages. So what you can see right here on the daily time frame is basically, we are below the 200 day. Okay, we tried breaking above it, we tried breaking above it here. We got, we were not able to hold it. Now there's still about 7 hours to go, and the 200 day is at $1.63. Okay, if we get a daily closure above 163, it will be a good sign. Okay, and if we are not able to get it, then things could be bad, right? Because if we get a rejection right here, like how we got rejection at the 200 day, then the next day itself was, dull, and it went to 131. So, keep a close track of this 200 day on the daily time frame. For people who haven't entered, I'll recommend them, if you can enter anytime at around 130 or below $1 would be amazing, right? Again, not a financial advice, but below $1 would be amazing. But if you are not getting that price, even if you're entering around 110, 120, and if you are having the bandwidth to hold it for a longer period of time, you should see good results, right, guys? You should see good results that way. Now let's take a quick look on the RSI and what the RSI is actually telling us. Okay, on the daily time frame first. So on the daily time frame, what we are seeing here is, once we printed a double bottom right here. If you can see this clearly, we printed a double bottom. Hence, this was the pump from 130. It went to almost about 180. So that was a good pump. So if you would have entered at, so this was approximately a pump of uh, yeah, so this was actually a pump of about 40%, right, guys? So yeah, we could have seen a pump of 40%. Again, as I have repeated multiple number of times, this showcases you the power of the double bottom patterns, right? The double bottoms are extremely important, and so are the double top patterns as well, guys, right? So keep a note of that, right? And on the RSI, we are not seeing too much of an action. We could come down, and here we can form actually a bigger double bottom, and we can see an upside movement here as well. That is important. Now if I have to go to the weekly time frame, this is important as well, because we are looking at a weekly closure here. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, this particular candle, this is a trend, this actually highlights a continuation pattern. What is the pattern now? We are coming down, right? This is important. On the RSI, however, we would have, basically we could see, okay, so the RSI here, right here, we filled, or we saw so the RSI right here, we saw a lower low. However, the price was higher low. So that was a bullish divergence, right? If you don't, if you are having problems, let us draw this clearly so that you can see it as well, right, guys? Okay. So guys, you are able to, I think you are able to clearly see the widget. Is there any hindrances that is coming out? Do let me know. So what I meant by here is, and the RSI right here made a lower low. Okay, the RSI made a lower low here, and the price made a higher low. This was a bullish divergence, so we can see we saw a little bit of an upside movement here as well, right, guys? On the weekly time frame, it is important for us to hold the 20-week. Let's see where the important, basically the important moving averages are currently. Okay, that is important to note as well. So if you can see this clearly, we saw a bounce off the 50-week, which is extremely critical right here. So if you guys, let me change this color. Okay, let me change this to, this is blue right here, this green. Okay, so if you guys can see this, we got a bounce clearly of the 50-week, which is important because it's a relatively new token, not too much of a history. But if you are respecting the technical levels, that is extremely healthy and extremely good. And the currently the 20-week, now one thing which is a bit of a concern to me is we got a rejection of the 20-week, guys. Okay, a rejection of the 20-week. The 20-week is at 181, and we went straight to 181 and we got rejected. That is not a good sign. This indicates a possible retest of the 50-week might be on the cards. The 50-week is at 130, and 130 is where we went to, and it is respecting the technicals amazingly, guys. Okay, and this will be the first week in many weeks that we have actually completed 2 weeks below the 20-week, right? Two weekly candles below the 20-week. Last time we did it was back here, right? It was back in December 2020 and December 2020, like 14 December and 21st December 2020 were the two candles where we closed below the 20-week. But then we got a massive pump, guys. We got a massive pump. It went from about 1 cent, it went to about 292. That is the all-time high till now. If I would talk about the gain it made from December, it is crazy. It is crazy. From this low, it gained about 19,500%, guys. This is absolutely amazing and truly phenomenal. But this weekly closure below the 20-week could actually put the price back to the 50 weeks, so could be a good buying opportunity for you people, right? So for guys who haven't looked into Polygon earlier, this could be a good buying opportunity as well. Now if we go to the Matic and Bitcoin chart, so this is also important for traders who understand this clearly and who want to trade in Matic altcoins against Bitcoin. This is a critical level as well. Here we found a double top right here, and this is very clear double top, and that's why we got this plunge to the downside, guys. Okay, so this week, today rather, so today the Matic price against Bitcoin has corrected. It has come down by approximately about 5%. So not a very good sign, to be honest, right? And basically what we can understand right here is that we could have found some kind of a support here, right? And if we can see some kind of a bounce, that would be good. Alternatively, this could also lead to be a head and shoulders, like a left shoulder head and possibly a right shoulder like this, and then the price could actually plummet to the downside as well, guys, right? If I have to talk about the key levels of support and resistances right here, it is important to note that this was the high, right? The high was not, not in this layer, in this half, but the all-time high of Matic against Bitcoin came in May of 2021, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to draw from the local top right here, okay, or rather let's draw it from the all-time high that it made in May, right? Let's do that, and let's find out the key levels of support and resistances. So let's try to do that, and let us draw right from this point. Let us draw till here, and what you can see is, I don't think so, guys, you will be surprised to see again we are finding support at the golden pocket. The golden pocket is the 61.8 to the 65% Fibonacci levels, and you can see right here we are bouncing off it, and this shows the importance of these technical levels, guys. Okay, if we fall below it, I see we can go to about 2700 satoshis approximately. If you have to do a measurement, then that would actually be a correction of that would be a correction of about, let's get this, that would be a correction of about 36-37%, guys, right? So that is also possible for Matic against the Bitcoin price. If I will talk about the RSI very quickly, the RSI on the daily time frame, the RSI here is actually pointing down, and we are in a this was a bearish divergence, guys, right? Huge bearish divergence, because the price was actually making higher highs. However, the RSI was actually making lower highs. This is what I'm talking about. And on the RSI, you can see it clearly. We were actually pointing down, and this is why we see this plummet to the downside. Also, weekly closure is coming out. So let's take a quick look on the weekly very, very quickly, guys, what the weekly might a week might close off, and how important this week is going to be for Matic against Bitcoin. For people who want to enter, track this closely, track this weekly closely, because this might actually give you some good entries. This coming week might be, could lead to good entry positions as well, guys. Okay, so very quickly, let me go and get the weekly time frame first. Okay, so we are the weekly. On the weekly, what I like is basically I think we are forming a cup and handle pattern, right? This could be a cup and handle on the weekly for Bitcoin, for Matic against Bitcoin, right, guys? So this is extremely, extremely important. And yeah, we formed that beautiful double bottom right here as well. We saw this good pump from the lows of about 2000 satoshis. We went all the way uh, to about 5800 satoshis. So that is actually good. And here we can see some kind of a pullback. If I have to talk about the moving average ribbon, then we are bouncing off the 20 week. That is a good thing. The 20 week is at 3653 satoshis. We are currently at 4247, guys. So this is actually good. If you guys can see this clearly, and if we get a bounce of this, then we can see further movement to the upside as well. If I were to talk about the stochastic RSI, then the stochastic RSI on the weekly is, that's actually pointing to the downside. So could be further downside action could be possible for Matic against Bitcoin. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the chat. As always, we'll do a Q&A session right at the end. So yeah, make sure you join us for that as well, and share your questions, guys. Share your questions on the chat, right? Now, another important aspect is basically your Matic against Ethereum, because I have told you multiple number of times that Matic against altcoins against Ethereum is also a good it's kind of a hedge that we do, right? So we need to understand how a particular altcoin is performing, not only against Bitcoin and not only against USD but also against Ethereum. So on the Ethereum time frame, what we can see is I can see a clear head and shoulders right here, clear head and shoulders right here. And basically your neckline is about this one, right? And the price target for this comes to about, let's quickly drag this, it's come to about 5,000, right? So that would be a correction of approximately, from the current levels, that would be a correction of about 20%, right guys? So about 20% is what we are expecting for Matic against Ethereum, right? And this is extremely likely to happen. Okay, this is extremely likely to happen. If I would talk about on the daily, on we have to talk about the RSI rather. On the RSI, what we can see is we are pointing down, we are continuously making lower lows here. Starting from here, we have made lower low back from December. So this is not a chart that has too much of a data. It has data only from about November. So yeah, basically on the daily time frame is significant, and we can see that we can actually expect movements for Matic against Ethereum to the downside as well. Okay, guys. So very quickly to wrap it up, again, I told you about the monthly time frame. Let's take a quick look on the monthly time frame, and it is extremely important, guys. The monthly time frame becomes extremely significant because we have we let me draw this. Okay, let me draw this Fibonacci from this high. Okay, so 2021 has been mostly, it has been totally upside movement. If you guys can see this clearly, right? Only about a couple of months in middle which saw downside, but here what we can see right now is that we are actually forming, not too much of a zone right here. It can go all the way down to about 42 cents as well. But if we pull out the short term time frame, you can see this, that we are below 167, guys. 167 is the 61.8 Fibonacci, and if we don't close the month above 167, there's still about 107 hours for the monthly closure. If we don't close this month above 167, we could be seeing further price action to the downside, and possibly 136 or $1 could be on the cards as well, right? Okay, so keep this in mind, and this is extremely important. This candle is very much similar to this candle which we had in June, and you don't know, possibly next month could be like this. You can see a movement to the downside possibly, and could act as a massive buying levels, and you can see some movement to the upside as well, I guess. So this is important. Okay, now let's jump to your Q&As. Let's jump to your Q&As, guys. Can we get the likes up? Can we go to at least 10 likes if you guys want? If you make some noise for the YouTube algorithm, guys. Okay, make some noise for the YouTube algorithm, and let's take some questions. Jaswant is asking about LRC. Let's talk about LRC, what it has currently, where is it lying right now. So this is the monthly time frame. We'll go to the daily. Okay, and on the daily, what we can see right here is we are facing resistance at the 78.6 right here, if you guys can see this, and this has acted as a resistance multiple number of times in the past. If we don't close above $1.03, currently we're above it, but yeah, still there's still about 6-7 hours to go for it from this time of the live session. And once we see further movement to the downside, and it could actually look at buying something for LRC. Possibly this level is important, the $1.03 mark. For Matic, again, let me draw the Matic weekly time frame. Downtown TV is asking about what is my price expectations for Matic. Look, guys, again, if the fundamentals are very strong for Matic, right? This is extremely important. The fundamentals of a coin is important along with the technicals, right? So let's take a quick look on some of the technicals that what we can expect and what are my expectations from it. Okay, and what we'll do is we'll just get the Fibonacci levels and let's see where it goes. Okay, and we'll just click on reverse here. What you can see is so again, $4 is the 161.8. That is what is coming to. I strongly believe if the fundamentals hold strong. Okay, if the fundamentals hold strong in the short term, I'm expecting the first important target would be $5.50. That is important. And in the long run, right, guys, in the long run, probably for this for this year perhaps, what we can expect, I am expecting Matic to be around, if Bitcoin holds very well and if Matic has to be in the top 10, then my price expectation for Matic comes to about somewhere between 10 to $20. Okay, this is what I'm expecting for Matic if it holds and if Bitcoin is to reach uh, you know easily cross $100,000, right? If that happens, then I expect Polygon or Matic to be between 10 to $20 as well. There's one more question about WRX coin. I have not been following it. Let's take a look at WRX. Let me see WRX quickly. Okay. Uh, Look, guys, WRX coin is currently at a very critical level of support. This level is about 80 cents approximately. And if I would talk about the moving averages, then we are below the 50 week and the 20 week, which is not a good sign. Okay, if I would talk about the important levels of support and resistances, and let me draw it from here to the bottom right here. We are below the golden pocket, guys. We are below the golden pocket, and we can expect it to go to possibly, this is the next level of support right here on the weekly. 50 cents is on the cards. 50 cents looks to be on the card for WRX. Now for XRP has been more of a fundamental coin rather than being a technical coin. So fundamental side of things, I think XRP is doing well here. What I see, I like it. To be very honest with you, on the weekly time frame, I like this pattern that is forming on XRP. Okay, if Bitcoin holds, may actually rise. So this is the double bottom pattern that they are forming. Okay, I have discussed this in the past also, and the $1, it's below, it's at good levels, it's at 60 cents, and you never know, guys. And the lowest it went to was back in March again, 2020. It went to about 10 cents, but well, all other tokens, including Bitcoin, has risen drastically. It went to about 20x. Currently, it's sitting at about, it went to 10,000, $3,000. So it's sitting around 10x currently. But for XRP, currently it's sitting just at 6x. Okay, and the highs that made was also not much. It actually made a high of about, from 10 cents it went to about $1.16. So that is about 11x. Not much, mainly because of the case by the SEC against XRP. And once that is resolved, I think XRP will take off. But one of the things that we need to look here, on a general side of things, we are in an uptrend right here. We continuously making higher lows. That is a good thing. Higher highs here also, but here we made lower highs, but that could be because of the we could be forming of the sentiments in the market as well as a double bottom pattern, right? So for XRP, I think the important level right here, it is critical. It is very essential, because if you can see look left on the chart, guys, this has held support and resistances multiple number of times, and this is extremely important, right? I am, kind of bullish on XRP, but I will not put in my funds in XRP. I'm very clear, and as to where I'm putting my funds onto, I have shared it with our community. So if you guys are not there on Telegram, I strongly recommend you to be there, and it is absolutely free of cost. So this level, guys, as I was talking about, back from 2018 onwards, this has actually been a good level of resistance as well as a support. We held it in June, July, right, of 2021. Right now also we are at a critical level. If you fall below this, then it would be very, very critical and we could see downside. But if we are holding above this range of about 60 cents, 61 cents, then we are doing pretty decently. Okay. Okay. Next question is from Jaswant. He wants to ask about Mana, and Mana has been doing pretty well. And guys, in March, there is an exhibition scheduled in the Mana metaverse. I believe this fundamental news may drive up the Mana prices as well. So take a keep a close eye on this. I hold Mana tokens, but very small portion. This week has been good. We have seen some pump here. It was a clear double bottom. Again, we are coming down. You know, could be very decent again, but to be honest, there is no support till this range, till the range of $150, right? So if you are going to the north, it's fine, and yeah, we will face some resistance at the 20-week, which is coming at 253. If you are closing the week below 253, and that is about close to about 7 hours from now, then we can expect a testing of of 152, okay, of the 50-week. That is something that I want to say. For downtown TV, after SEC, how much can XRP go accordingly to your viewpoint? Again, once the SEC case is done, I think XRP can very well come and be in the, basically it's in the top 10. Possibility is that it could come in the top 5, which means we can see, uh, you know let's not speculate. Let's have the charts tell us what could be the good levels, right? So let's have this thing and us get the let us get the Fibonacci levels right here. Believe we can see levels of $5 approximately. $5 could be on the cards for XRP, right? People might say $10, $20. I'm not too sure about those things, but yeah, $5 could be on the cards for XRP in this market cycle if the court case goes in favor of them and if Bitcoin holds true. If Bitcoin fails to hold true and fails to uh, you know cross over the 40,000, or if 69K was the top, rather, I expect this, all altcoins to suffer. Mind you, all altcoins predictions that we are giving are subject to the fact that Bitcoin holds true. Okay, guys. So if you like the content, please smash up the like button, guys. Please smash up the like button. Make some noise rather for the YouTube algorithm, and let our video reach more and more people. Let the community be bigger and bigger, and we will definitely have some giveaways for you guys as well, guys. Okay, definitely. Okay, make sure you do that. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, or we can wrap it up for the day. And it's a big weekly closure that is coming out, guys. And this is going to be extremely critical. We will come to you tomorrow again for the live session with the important factors about Bitcoin and the weekly closure that we will have in about 7 hours. Less than 7 hours, to be honest. It's at about 6 hours, 40 minutes from now. Okay. So guys, smash up the like button, share this video. Can we and yeah, share this video with your friends and family and make it reach to more and more people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay blessed, stay happy, take very good care of yourself. Bye bye for now.